Invitational. We are here in the middle of our first series of the day. We're in Group B, and it's a long series so far. We had an 80-minute game, we had a 45-minute game, 1 win to Navi, 1 win to Fnatic. Tied. One of these teams is moving to the upper bracket of the group and will be playing again later today. The other will be moving to lower bracket Saturday, which is tomorrow, where they will play for their tournament lives. Here for this third game with Natus and Lacoste. Gentlemen, we've seen both teams win. We've seen both teams do well. We've seen both teams do not so well. We've had a couple of mistakes from either teams, a little bit of decision making moving forward. First question is that it was this previous game that we saw Abed go off on a storm. Was that a storm ban worthy game?
No, I think it's just a lineup that they already had, so that's always a cheesy fifth pick. Same goes for a Broodmother, Meepo, Arc Warden, those kinds of heroes. I think they need a different kind of draft in game number 3. If they had the same draft, pretty much the equal draft, I would still give Fnatic like 65 to 35. So they need to step up with the draft and pick up the comfortable heroes and get maybe a little bit more stunned what they lacked in both games.
No, I mean, Lacoste nailing it as usual. That there are any number of fifth picks. We talked about the Storm, but we also talked about the Ember. There are a lot of cores in this game that take advantage of a lack of lockdown, lack of initiation on the opposing side. With Navi, though, I think they had the right idea in terms of that. I like that aggro trial lane a lot. I liked the putting pressure on the enemy sides of the map. I think that they came out of game 1 saying, look, you know, we're playing against a team that maybe doesn't value pressuring towers enough. Yeah. We want to go even more strongly in that direction, I think. But when you look at it, you also have to be very careful not to overextend. And they committed a lot to that 7-minute rotation. There was another, I believe it was the first or maybe second tower that Fnatic took, was it 15 minutes where Fnatic had an overextension, Navi had an overextension mid and gave Terrorblade the tier 1. He got the last hit on that tower. Those are the kinds of things that those missteps in the early game really help that enemy squad recover.
Yeah, I want to go back to the draft a little bit. There are teams who like the counter pick a lot. So if you get 2-3 heroes as a counter pick, then in the end of the day, your whole lineup doesn't have too much synergy together, and you just end up with heroes that work good on a paper, but in theory, it's not that great.
Yeah, I think it goes. I think it's really the other side of the same coin is relating back to something that we said in the opener about Navi really looking like a team that has having problems with their shot calling, looking like they're searching for an identity. And when you do that, I'm a big believer in you draft lineups, focus on ease of execution. Yeah. And having one initiator is like the antithesis of ease of execution.
It just felt like that previous game, they had this plan with the opening with the Pango and a Nature's Prophet, and the plan didn't work. Well, I think it's an unusual opening. I mean,
I think that when Winter, when Winter talks about balanced drafts, like it's a phrase that he uses a lot recently, but there's really something to it. Like it's really actually really smart. That open. What's the big thing that you lack? You lack that standard reliable disable. And then when you go into that AA with your third pick, the DK who, yes, he's a frontliner and he has that stun, but once he's with that stun, he needs the setup, not providing the setup. I do think that Navi never really rounded out that opener.
Yeah, when you're doing a draft, you should always think about a couple of things. You want to have good vision, you want to shout out the waves, you want to have something that pierces through the BKB, and you want to have that classic initiator most of the time. Not all lineups are based on that. Yeah. And the fifth most important part, have a picture of the Broodmother, so you can't get the Broodmother as a fifth pick, just to lose a game into one hero.
Third game in a row where Navi has Dire in first pick, by the way. So either they prefer first pick or Fnatic prefers Radiant, one of the two.
Well, one of the oddities of this patch so far, Radiant first pick against Dire second pick is dead even, almost exactly 50-50. Radiant second pick against Dire first pick is 62-38.
In favor of Radiant?
In favor of Elo adjusted, in favor of Radiant.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about the Radiant and the Dire. Like, throughout the DAC, I think the Radiant was just way too strong.
DAC, let me see if I can get this right. I believe overall at DAC, Radiant was 62 and 44.
I love Natus. You could just throw out a random number. People wouldn't even just
Yep.
bother to check down. It's a
like,
63.71, but you're correct most of the time. That's what matters.
I can't find my damn car keys in the morning, but I can remember that Lanham had 768 CS on Tiny at TI2. I have no idea how my brain works. Anyway, the Tusk open from now. I like this. I think Tusk is much better round as an opener.
So I just mentioned Tusk. That's the hero that gives vision. That's the hero that pierces through the BKB. Has a good setup. That's one of the strongest level 2 heroes in the game. Pretty easy to execute. But the thing is about Tusk is that if they pick mobile heroes, especially for a mid laner, like you can't go to a mid lane, so you know where he's gonna move. That's the thing about the Tusk. So most of the time, teams don't pick up Tusk that early on, even though he's a great hero.
I think he's a viable first pick if you have another support that can round him out a little bit more with the reliable disables and the damage output. And Willow, I think, does that really well. The one thing that I don't hear talked about nearly enough with Naga drafts, and specifically against Naga drafts, is vision. I think you have to have a way to generate vision against the Naga, because she generates vision for herself.
That's true. So maybe Beastmaster is banned out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same thing as when you play against the Venomancer. You need to use the smokes to actually get the ganks going, or have some global presence, some shadow blades to actually execute and get the kills, which is pretty hard against those vision heroes.
All right, so Fnatic with their 2 support. Well, never mind. That is going to be a core Pango, I believe.
We'll show you how it's done.
Yeah,
is that the pick?
Well, remember this is SCA, so they're watching their Ice replays. If that's a Universe Pango, I'm excited. I'm down, baby.
I didn't see him play Pango, but I'll take this 45 minutes of my time to watch him play Pango.
Oh yes.
For sure. So how is Navi going to deal with that? How do you deal with the Pango? Previously we saw the Naga being really good against that, but obviously it's already on the side of Fnatic. Do you need a stun that goes through his ult?
Razor is still in the pool. Razor is a good laner against Pango because his passive stops the movement, so you can't use Swashbuckle.
All right.
Yeah, my fellow
if it hits, like it needs to proc.
That's the thing. When I see those first 3 picks, I'm less concerned about countering the specific heroes than figuring out what the lanes are going to look like.
Yeah,
and I like the Razor here for that reason.
Yeah, that's the reason, I guess, why they banned Lifestealer. He's really good at the lane against Pango. You only need level 1, maybe level 2 open wounds. He's really vulnerable to that slow, and then...
Can he get away with Swashbuckle?
He can, yeah, but still, the slow lasts long enough.
Interesting. I haven't played a lot. I haven't played a lot of that hero, especially in lane.
Looks like Navi is also a little bit puzzled about how to deal with the Pango on the side of Fnatic.
I actually think this is a reasonable place. If you're talking about where you want to burn your reserve time in a draft, I think this is fine.
Ooh, Lightning Pony.
Core Leshrac. And now, it's going to be interesting whether Navi harken back to the days of mid Leshrac with Dendi, or whether they, when the Leshrac change came out, most of the pros were thinking that Leshrac was going to be tried out as an offlane hero.
Yeah.
With the Lightning first build. It actually, the changes to him, I feel like it was actually a slight nerf to support Leshrac, because you can't take 1 point in Lightning and set up your stun anymore. But the fact that you can now put points in Lightning early and get much more efficient harass in lane, I think is a big deal for him.
Yeah, Tusk and Lash together have a great synergy, a lot of lockdown, so that could be the lane.
That's your aggro duel.
Yeah, that's your aggro dual lane, but they can still swap things around, put Lash on mid if needed. Again, Tusk against the heroes pocket, that's why his pick, because you don't have a reliable stun. He can dodge everything with the phase shift. We go back to game 1.
So is this, if we proceed under the assumption that this is a universe Pango, this is probably Abed Puck, and that's Abed is one of the few guys, along with Sumail and a couple others, that really, even without the GPM talent, he farms on this hero. He farms very, very well.
Will he farm well against the Viper?
Oh, I like. Okay. I like that Navi continues to be very focused on the lanes and that the pressure is now off. Like Tusk and Leshrac can now sit in that aggro duel lane if they choose to go in that direction without worrying about the Viper mid. As the game goes on, though, I think there's the potential to take advantage of the fact that Viper feels very static.
Fnatic will need a tower damage hero. There's not too many left. There's a Dragon Knight or a DP still in the pool. Like these 4 heroes really don't hit towers at all.
Safe lane DP is an option. I feel like the way he's not ideal in this respect, but I feel like the way that Envy plays Razor, that he can be a pusher.
They could get something like a Luna if they feel like it. That's the tower damage, but they need to take a fight before they can actually go for objectives.
I guess it's, again, I keep going back to this just because I feel like we got to cover all of our bases, but I guess it could be a core Naga too. Could be. Not impossible.
Sure.
You know.
Something to keep in the back of your mind,
right?
But it's probably unlikely. Anti-Mage is the ban out coming from Navi.
Yeah, so they obviously they feel like it's going to be one of the traditional hard carries, and, and again, just a big question that has to be in your mind after game 1 is Fnatic looks like they're going to be in a situation where they're playing around an Envy hard farmer, not an Abed hard farmer. Is the decision making going to be there?
They could go for maybe a Troll as well. That's the tower damage, and like they need some raw damage
Navi?
against the Viper. No, Fnatic.
I like Troll for Navi here.
More for Navi than for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think Troll. I like, despite the fact that we saw it picked yesterday and it didn't do well. I like Troll Viper, especially because you have a lot of disable in your 3-5 here.
It really depends on what they're expecting from Fnatic, though.
I think, let's see, what for Crystallize? Morphling is, nope, Morphling's banned.
No, he's been targeted.
Yeah, for sure.
Morphling, Lifestealer, Gyrocopter is banned by themselves.
Right. So I guess you could,
is still
Luna?
Cool. Luna, Jugger.
Yeah, I like Jug a lot too, by the way.
But Jug is really weak against the Pango in the lane. Like, you don't get anything out of your Blade Fury. I mean, not a weak, Jug is gonna farm, but still.
Oh, it's a
okay,
Dragon
they'll
Knight.
go back to the Dragon Knight. That's fine.
Wow, that's a lot of tower damage from Lash and Dragon Knight.
And I like the self-sufficiency of the Navi course.
Yeah, I think could be a good maybe it could be a good Slark game or Troll. They need something that can maybe potentially build into Silver Edge to break both Viper and Dragon Knight, and need a frontliner that can fight. Not too many options left.
Troll feels super vulnerable to getting bullied in lane. Surely Drow is horrible.
For Navi?
Fnatic could pick
Luna. If Navi wants to have a 6th pick, they could pick Drow, yeah.
No. I was going for Navi. Are they going for a fast game?
Oh, yeah.
Their draft is like, compared to the previous 2 games, this is something completely different, right?
Death Ball activate.
Their lineups looks way better than in both of these games.
Yeah, I agree. This is to me, regardless of what Fnatic picks here, even if it's something that we don't expect, like a Brood, which would be kind of silly. This is Navi's best draft of the series. I like Luna here.
I love to mention Tusk's Sigil. Like, none of these heroes can actually kill the Sigil. Pango doesn't provide anything easy to move. Disruptor and Naga also. Puck is decent because of the vision from the orb, but this is a good Sigil game. And
you mentioned, Nahaz, earlier that you wanted Navi to get some extra vision. The Sigil will give that. Well, there hasn't been a 5th pick, so I'm not sure why the applause is there, but... Okay, there it is. And it is the Medusa Snake Lady.
Well, that's a rapier hero, so we can expect another 80-minute game.
Not if Navi has to say about that.
Wow.
But the question is, can they play fast enough?
Yeah, that's a really... So Envy is Envy has pioneered some of the early game builds on Medusa. I believe he was the one that first ran the Blade Mail build in Pro. So it's not as slow, but I'm worried about tempo.
Yeah, I like Navi's draft way better. They have a couple of building hitters, and if they just keep the momentum going, I think their lanes are going to be good. The vision game is
so you going
Navi? I'm going Navi.
I am really on the fence. I just feel like Fnatic is a much better team where they are right now. I'm going to stick with Fnatic, but this is the closest game of the series, by far.
All right. Well, I haven't let Navi down yet, so I'll go for Navi still as well. We're going to find out, though, can they make their death ball working? Can they get that rolling? Let's head over to Lyrical and Winter for the answer.
Thank you so much again, Shiva and the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. Final game, Winter. We've gone the distance. It's actually going on. And there's a Medusa as a last pick coming out as well from Fnatic. This is a hero that, to me at least, I was really excited seeing all the changes to the stats. Like, you know, you get more attack speed now on this hero. You're going to get some magic resistance as well by virtue of the strength that she builds into. What do you think about the pick? What do you think about the draft?
They kind of needed like a super hard carry as their last pick because they have this like pot Disruptor, Naga, Pangolier, like 4 heroes that can make space, can constantly fight, can run around. So Medusa, I think, is a hero that fits the bill. I mean, we were like discussing a little bit about like maybe some Juggernaut pick, Luna. They need like a big hero.
Anti-Mage was the one you wanted, but it got banned.
Anti-Mage would have been perfect because they have all this like magic damage, but Navi sniffed it out. So they have this like Medusa pick here, which I'm not too sure about here with the new patch. But the new patch does favor like a more passive like farming game, since it's like harder to push up and end the game. So we'll see how the Medusa plays out. It does fit the bill that you need this kind of like super hard carry with the Puck Disruptor, Naga, and Pangolier.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're heading out across the map trying to get down some wards nice and early here from the side of Fnatic. And it looks like down bottom lane, a lot of heroes rotating in towards the area as well to get down some vision of their own. And it's a smoke up as well. We'll see if they're able to find anybody. Oh my god, it's the Disco Pony. He's dancing away. Look at General.
It's going to be actually an off-lane Disco Pony. General is handling it, so pretty interesting. The panel mentioned about the hero being really flexible, possibly off-lane, possible mid, possible support.
Oh, look at them. The crowd's excited about something. Not sure exactly what.
What's happening? What's happening? Tell me what's happening.
I don't know. They're just happy to be here, man. The crowd out there, they're loving it.
So it's an aggressive lane with the Lashrat plus Dark Willow, Tusk. It's a Dark Willow against the Pangolier. So the battle of the new additions to CM mode.
Exactly.
Who shall prevail, Gabe? Who shall prevail?
I don't want to talk about it too early since I feel like it's a little bit too near and dear to people's hearts, but Techie's not willing to join them yet in the
thanks. No Techies. Thanks. No Techies.
Oh, Dark Willow might have an inkling that something is going on over there. Are they going to be able to find it?
Oh, this is a really, really good move by LeBron here.
They went for it last time. The ping is there. He walks out. The punch, and the gold going the way of Navi. And on the other side, look over here. Miss Naga Siren trying to find a courier, but there's a creep wave. Adam steps a little bit too close to the tower, and he can be forced to TP away.
Oh, he's been doing like the same move like all 3 games. He tries to help the other lanes a little bit, then he TPs to the safe lane all the time. Every single one of those games has been the similar move by Adam here on the Naga. So again, a try against tri lane bot, try against 3 against 2 lane bottom. Dark Willow still at middle. Maybe gonna head towards the bottom lane soon. And looking at the other lanes, DK against Pangolier should be, I think it should be quite an even matchup. Maybe DK, I think DK will have a slightly better time in the lane because you have the passive to out-regen and out-harass the Pangolier. But I expect Pangolier to still get a good amount of XP and farm.
And you know, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm pretty sure this is Universe's first competitive game on Pangolier at least. I haven't seen him play one yet. I'm not sure if you've seen any other in the qualifiers going on.
I don't think so, I've seen.
But the hero's quite strong, as we've been seeing all over the freaking place. So I'm curious to see how that works out as well. And, well, in the meantime, General going to be playing on this Celestian, trying to punish a little bit the Medusa on Envy. Now, you talked a lot about it, the problems of, like, you know, Na'Vi wanting to pressure the Terrorblade in the other matches. How big of a concern is it to pressure this Medusa in this game?
It's similar, because Medusa is also like the super strong late game hero. But you're much more vulnerable in the early game, I would say, as a Medusa compared to Terrorblade, because Terrorblade is stronger in the laning phase. So I think it's like, oh, General, he's getting caught out here, he's all alone.
Yeah, nowhere left to go. He does throw out a stun, only connects onto one, and now the chase, the right clicks, it's looking like it might not quite be enough as, well, meanwhile they break the salve on DJ. They're chasing him down. LeBron looking to try and finish him off. One more hit should be able to do it. No, needing another one. LeBron don't actually fall low. They're able to almost keep him alive, but they do end up losing that Dark Willow in turn. Eternal Envy trying to get out of there as well. The right click comes through, and they take down the Medusa. So Na'Vi making it work with 2 kills to 1.
Yep, good stuff there by Na'Vi counter playing the Fnatic initiation onto the Lashrock. And here comes another initiation. And snare onto Lil.
Now trying to escape now. The Bramble Maze is going to go down, and yeah, with that.
Yeah, good placement on the Bramble Maze there. Halting any aggressive pursuit by Fnatic. So far, laning phase, Medusa still getting a lot of last hits here. 14-7 to the 8-0 Lashrock. So Na'Vi has to try to, you know, use kills to pressure the Medusa here. I think he's still going to be able to farm with the Mystic Stake constantly, so they have to try and kill him in the lane.
Yeah, and meanwhile the other lane's going relatively even mid, maybe a little bit of a slight lead into the favor of Dendy, while top lane, Crystallize, having a nice time against Universe here. 20-5 versus the 12-2, but it's still Universe getting a lot of farm. It's not too many denies where he's not getting the levels.
And the creep is pushing towards his tower, and Pangolier is not a hero that you know he's gonna win the lane. He's just like happy to get experience, and once he gets the experience, he's gonna want to move around to, you know, make space, get kills, rotate, secure towers.
Yeah, and then maybe at that time you can rotate in LeBron to soak up experience in the lane
Winning
while he does stuff.
Winning the lane is not like an important thing for Pangolier. He's just not that great of a laning hero. But as you can see, like DK having that CS advantage over him. But we'll see how the game pans out when Pangolier gets levels and he starts to move. He's a hero that moves better compared to DK. DK doesn't really want to move so much.
Adam drops a ward right there too with Envision. So they're probably going to get a D ward of their own jungle. Not exactly the way that they would have loved it, as the wraparound is coming here for Abed. They're trying to find something with Lil. He uses the phase shift.
He wants to wait for the puck to use the AWP before he tries to do anything, but Abed there having, I think, the ward around the jungle area, saw him moving there, so they know. Bot lane, General.
Curse Crown connects, which means no help right now for the Naga Siren. Adam falls, and now the shard blocks. Envy trying to run. They have a lot of damage out in turn, but not sure if it's going to be enough. Snowball, they are looking for both of the kills simultaneously, actually. Seeing if they can get him. The Curse Crown comes out. Envy is going to be underneath the tower. They're not quite willing to die for this one as of yet. The Earth Splitter drops down low and ends up dying. Actually turned onto that one, and well, the rotation coming in from Universe wanting to make something happen. They do take down General, and now looking for another kill as well. So Fnatic striking back here in whatever way they possibly can, but they lost Envy nonetheless, and looks like they will bring down Lil. Not sure if that's
good move here by Pangolier though, like coming in to help out his team.
Yeah,
might not be the best situation because the Medusa died, but at least they were able to get those return kills, those valuable experience gain by those heroes, and puts Pangolier closer to his level 6. And because I said that he doesn't really want to stay top to lane against the DK, he's not going to get a better trade over there, so he's more keen to make rotations to help out his team.
And this does give Disruptor a little bit of time for himself to try and soak up experience. Level's so great on that hero. I will mention I'm a little bit concerned about Fnatic's ability to make kills happen, though. They've got a Viper and a DK that they're going up against. It feels like it always has to be against the Leshrac, as Lil is going to pull in and take down DJ here in this top lane. It feels like they might run into some damage issues on Fnatic, not being able to bring down the tanky heroes of Na'Vi.
If Medusa is poor.
Right. Well, I mean, even if Medusa has something, like in the mid game, what's Medusa gonna do?
They have a pretty good combo though. I think Teamfight the Coil into the Rolling Thunder with the Disruptor ultimate.
Okay.
There's a lot of like, but once Na'Vi has BKBs, then yeah, I agree. Then there will be like damage issues. And Medusa is like she's the only physical damage. I mean, if you can count the swashbuckle, but yeah, realistically, Medusa is the main physical damage.
Well, General, looking like he is going to end up dying here, gets rooted after the kinetic fields wears off, and they give that kill over to Envy, the hero that needs to get big this game for Fnatic. So they're able to find another little pick-off there. Fnatic trying to get something back for themselves.
Yep, and Universe gets his level 6, so action time for Pangolier. Puck has a skill point save, so maybe they can go on the Viper here. No, Pangolier, where did he go? He TP'd. Oh no, he's walking towards middle, so they should be able to set up a kill here onto Dandy.
Still 3 heroes in the bottom lane for Fnatic, and they're showing 3 heroes from Na'Vi underneath this ward. So, well, we need to be careful. There's no glimpse, it looks like, as they don't want to try and take that Willow. They're bringing the Pango bottom, and they want to try and find this kill onto Mr. General. Flesh not necessarily easy pickings, but easiest, as, again, he steps far forward. They've got the Thunder Strike, the pull back in, and well, he is going to get caught out here. Kinetic field down. Pango's wrapping around, and the Rolling Thunder is going to be there as the Tusk goes in for the snowball, but they get the kill, and now Lil chased down as well. Fnatic in this bottom lane are just making it all work for themselves. Lil, nice shards there to block off the rotation in, as Adam is going to get ran down by Crystallize, who's rotated over. So in spite of that kill onto the Leshrac, bringing in the DK and able to punish here.
Curse Crown.
Envy, they're diving this one. Gonna start getting the right clicks out there, and Crystallize doesn't have a ton of mana, but it's just gonna keep the punch going. Dragon Tail comes in, doing a lot of damage here though. Universe, Swashbuckle already through. Lil, Snowball, trying to take down Envy, but Envy's still very survivable here. Adam's in the area. They find that ensnare, and now they got caught way out of position, and Na'Vi gonna end up most likely losing this Dragonite. They take down DK, and turns with the Breathe Fire, actually still living and walking away. Just on a hope and a prayer here. They do finally find that root, and the punches are going to come through. They take down the DK, double for Envy.
Way too much aggression there by Na'Vi, forcing the issue too much. Like DK, he had a great start, so he probably just felt like he was invincible.
Yeah.
Just dove there, and Medusa was like, wait, something wrong, we have the numbers here, why are we running?
Yeah.
And they turned and just fought. So, small mistake there by Na'Vi there, giving away the huge DK kill. He is the highest net worth hero on the map. But in the meantime, Lil is going to go to the top lane, try to get some experience, get his level 6.
Well, and now Envy going for the Blade Mail build on the Medusa.
Blade Mail, yeah. Stats are pretty good on the hero. Intelligence, damage, armor, everything you need on Medusa.
Yeah.
And it's great against Leshrac. All this AoE damage being returned to him.
Dark Willow too, I guess. So Envy manages to take that rune away, as Abed, trying to take down Lil, is going to get the snowball off, but it's only delaying the inevitable, as looks like they're going to be giving that kill to Universe.
Why not? Get closer to the dagger. So
Absolutely.
they're going to have double blinks in the near future. Puck and Pangolier, so they have 2 ways of initiating and starting the fight. That's going to be great for the Medusa to deal damage. And mid lane Dandy having the double damage, trying to pressure the tower, and his team is inbound with a smoke.
Yeah, this is spooky. You have 3 points in Glimpse, but now they break the smoke there. Don't know if DJ spotted out. There are a couple of pings. They might just have to leave this tower alone, and this is what the panel was talking about. It's the early pressure that comes out. With a Viper and a DK, they're so freaking strong, and Viper has a Helm of the Dominator.
Yep, great item on the hero, and great item for the meta as well. It's a really strong item.
DJ, I believe, is
he got
done,
the
as
deny.
they do
He
manage
got the
to.
deny.
That's pretty nifty. All right, that's cool. But he will pay for it, though. And meanwhile, the DK going to TP to the top lane, trying to find Universe. Does have Swashbuckle to get away from there, as well as the Rolling Thunder. He's flirting with danger here. He gets stunned. Universe in some trouble. Shield Crash is going to maybe go down.
He's
oh,
okay.
Goes for the TP. Ooh, it doesn't get a whole lot closer than that.
Space created, and they get the tower. The tower went down. So all in all, a great sequence of events there by Fnatic. So he picks up a Javelin, so not getting the blink right away, opting to go for like a more damage-orientated build here.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, maybe worrying about the lack of damage if Medusa doesn't have items yet. So someone has to come up with the damage on the team.
Pick up the slack a little bit, absolutely. Now, Dendi, level 10 now, has that catapult as we talked about from the Helm of the Dominator. They take the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, so all tier 1's already off the map now. Na'Vi gaining control of this game with a 2,000 gold lead.
Yep, Fnatic is still waiting for that all-important level 6 on Disruptor before they want to fight, so that would be really, really crucial for them to have it. Okay, DJ is level 6, they're definitely going to look to take the fight here. Puck has teleport, he has Blink done, Medusa has teleport on cooldown of 25 seconds.
Oh, they gotta be so careful there, Adam. He gets his smoke broken, he also has the sleep available if he wants to go for it, and if they can manage to catch these heroes out, it would be so solid, but it'd be a little bit scary. They send in the illusion first, and well, Na'Vi realizing now that the Naga Siren could be in the area, they're playing it a little bit safer. Crystallized being the main one walking forward. Again, they have that sleep available. They throw out the stun, able to find it on the universe. The song is going to come out, though, and it catches onto 2. With the Static Storm available, though, do they really want to take this fight when they can't quite get it onto everybody? They are going to go now onto the Tusk. The Rolling Thunder as well actually pushes the Dragon Knight, maybe actually out of the Static Storm. They turn to fight, and he hasn't been brought down yet. They have the Medusa ulti, but already dropping so low. Na'Vi take down Envy, and Abed just trying to escape. He does have his orb to get away if he wants to, trying to see if he can outplay here. Playing it very bold, but does have that Blink Dagger, so shouldn't end up going down, but a one team fight for Na'Vi as they take down the Dusa again.
Yeah, the lack of damage really showing there in the fight. Just like, once the spells are over, no one, like they were able to survive the spells because of how tanky they are as heroes like Viper, DK and the Helm, giving them the extra regen, the aura.
How much magic resistance does DK have right now?
7.2 extra from the stats.
I mean, he lived on just a little margin there. Might have made the difference.
I think that made the difference.
Jeez.
Buff to strength heroes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, 9-12, 2,000 gold lead. It was a big fight, but afterwards, Na'Vi not able to convert onto an objective afterwards.
But they killed the Dusa, though. That's still like a pretty sizable thing.
Yeah.
I think Fnatic has to be more careful about like taking the fights like this. They need to make sure that like everyone is already ready, because when they dropped the combo, the puck was not there yet. He just like TP'd, oh I'm coming guys, but the fight already broke out.
Right.
Maybe if the puck was there earlier, the fight could have been different.
Yeah.
They should be identifying the fact that because Medusa hasn't have items yet, they are lacking in the damage department, so every hero has to be there if they want to take a fight.
Definitely, and you can see that as well. Abed trying to go for this Veil after the Blink Dagger to just bump up that extra bit of damage that they're going to need. The Blade Mail also is just now going to be completed for the Dusa.
Let's see how much does this change the tides of the game. Like you mentioned, it's really good against the Bedlam. It's very good against the Lashrat. It's really good against the Viper in a way too.
Yeah.
Because of all the spells that he's going to be throwing at you.
Ooh, nice little bit of farm there, picking up the skeletons for Envy. As Abed trying to farm out the rest of the map, cutting creep waves as well top end. We've seen this story before. What is going to happen here? They have the Blade Mail this time. Do they have their ultimates off cooldown? Possibly.
They're not defending this.
Yeah.
It's way too difficult. Tower's too low. They're just choosing to try and farm up and finish what remaining items they can. Especially the blink on the Pango, that's really, really important for that hero.
Right. They're doing a good job of cutting all these other creep waves, though.
Oh my god, that was so close. They were like half a second away from cancelling Pango's TP.
Well, and now they do have eyes on this Dark Willow. LeBron in trouble and is going to fall. So they find themselves a kill as everybody heads out. And Adam looking to chase. General, oh, he gets caught. Okay.
But so far,
yeah, this is really hard to actually make this work, and Abed not feeling entirely confident with this. They do find the stun now onto the Universe Pangolier, who is going to die, and Abed now also in trouble, going to be isolated and taken down under the tier 2 tower.
What a play by Danny there on the Helm of Dominator creep. Cancelling the Pango's ultimate, but in the first place, I think it was mainly a bad decision to dive there with the song. That was so deep, way too deep. Yeah, Navi kept fully capitalizing on that mistake by Fnatic. They're punishing them by taking out 2 of their cores.
And obviously we don't have, you know, team communications or anything, but that felt like one of those moments where it's like, I can catch this guy, I can catch this guy, and then it's a bit too far. And
yeah, then the question comes to, oh, he's the sub, he's not that comfortable, you know, even though he's a coach, but he hasn't been playing a lot with the team. I mean, every small little detail might affect the outcome of the game.
Well, a tier 2 tower now being assaulted in this death ball from Na'Vi in full force, as there's one final tier 2 tower remaining. 3,000 gold lead right now for Na'Vi, looking to accentuate that.
So Medusa is trying to build a Lincoln's next. So no damage items yet, just trying to, you know, keep herself alive in the fights.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while before Fnatic can get enough like physical damage to be able to tackle Navi's lineup. Probably another 15-20 minutes of farming this game
and
for the Medusa.
Honestly, if these BKBs come out in the next round, like when the Aegis push comes, I don't know what Fnatic do against that lineup. Like, you have to burst them before BKBs, but good luck with that.
They can cut creeps, cut waves. Their Pangolin, those are really good heroes, are very mobile heroes that can be used to run around, just making sure that the creeps are not going to come to the base. But at some point, you're going to have to fight.
Yeah. It feels right now as if Fnatic are just sort of desperate to get stuff done, and it's because they're pushed up inside their base. Lincoln Sphere is going to be the pickup for Medusa eventually. And, well, meanwhile, their jungle is also being warded, so if they head down to the bottom one, oh no, in the mid lane, Abed gets found and will be killed.
Wow, how... oh, okay, Blink. I guess Blink stunned by the DK.
Yeah,
that's
or the Willow could have been it, maybe with Terrorize or something, but Crystallize is also going to clear through this Ancient stack.
Oh my god. Poor Medusa.
Winner, it ain't looking great, my man. It looks like Na'Vi are in firm control of this one. Oh, chasing forward Adam.
Oh no.
They got eyes
More
on him.
kills?
There's the glimpse away. Okay, that keeps him alive, but the root is going to be there, and now they find the secondary stun, and that is going to be a dead Adam, most likely. Still trying to get out of there. Not happening.
No, they have to try to just not die too much with this like wave, like split pushing, cutting creeps, and make sure that they don't give away too much. And they are probably gonna have to plan for the Roshan incoming. They have to try to defend it with the Pangolier. I think if they give away the Roshan plus the BKBs like you mentioned coming up soon on the DK Lash Viper, maybe if they have tried 3 BKBs, it would be very, very difficult and problematic if you add Aegis on top of that.
Well, and this is a type of draft where you are working towards something at least in the foreseeable future. Like a Medusa getting a ton of farm, I believe can carry this game.
Yes, if you get there. If you get to the stage where, say, you have Lincoln's, Blade Mill, Skadi, Butterfly.
Viper is going to have an Aghanim Scepter delivered to him now, though. So
that's actually a really, really good item, I feel, against Medusa. You just keep kiting her, slowing her in the fights.
Yeah. Well, and all the other heroes, too. Why not? Just a ton of damage and slow and everything.
And stats, you know, we've been like focusing a lot about stats right now with the patch coming in today. Feels like it's good to always buy items that has a lot of stats, that gives you a lot of stats.
Oh no, and they waited for
Crystallize.
him. Really good play here from the DK. They managed to find him, although Abed trying to play his way out of there, but he is surrounded, can't get out. Oh, and Na'Vi was totally prepared for him there. Universe, in the meantime, does manage to take down LeBron while he pushes out the mid-creep wave, and Medusa's pushing down bottom. So somebody's going to have to die in these plays with the Blink Dagger there. And at least it's not the Medusa.
Yep, and Abed is trying to get to that Lincolns that's going to deal with the Dragon Tail.
Yeah.
Like one of the better instant stuns to catch a mobile hero like Puck. So... And it was a really, really good read there by Crystallize, just waiting. He knows that the Puck is just going to try to cut the wave and stall out the game. Right. A very, very big pick off there by Crystallize.
Well, still, there isn't a tower pressured off the back of it. All the tier 2s are down, and we sort of talked about, you know, the change that you get with that. It means that the game is going to be a little bit longer before teams feel comfortable going high ground. It's only a 4,000 gold lead with all the tier 2 towers down. But Envy, bottom lane, going to farm this one out. Try and back away before any other heroes rotate towards them. And they're still buying time.
Time is of the essence right now for Fnatic. They need minimum 10 minutes more for the Medusa to just get another 2 items.
Static Storm down. They've caught themselves one general in some trouble now and actually pushed outside of the storm as it wears off. Universe didn't have shield crash up and, well, general now gets out. So it's all for naught. Fnatic realizing they need to keep another lane pushed out.
So that should be the Roche, right? They just expanded 2 alties.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting game for me, though, because I really want to see how well, because this feels like what was the patch was aimed at, was trying to allow teams to get back into it after a deficit and losing all the outer towers. So I want to see how they deal with it.
It allows all the stronger and slower carries to be played, maybe, possibly.
Right.
I'm not sure. Like heroes like Anti-Mage, Morphling, Spectre, Medusa.
We'll find out in this one. Still only a 4,000 gold lead while the lanes are constantly pushed by the Puck and the Pango. But Roche taken down slowly. Envy gonna farm out bottom lane as well, going for a Mask of Madness next. So a little bit of that cheap damage after picking up a few defensive items.
I mean, you're gonna disassemble it later for Butterfly and Satanic. He tried to go for the steal, but
yeah.
Good attempt.
Yeah, that would have been really good. So Aegis there, Universe going to most likely TP away as he goes with the Rolling Thunder.
Yep, they have to cut the creep waves.
Yeah.
They have to cut the creeps. They are not going to be able to defend without Naga Song here. Even with Naga Song and Pangolier ulti, I find it hard for them to defend.
Ooh, need to get out of there. General
This is good, this is good.
Trying to escape, and Abed revealed. He does have another blink in a second. Can he get out of there? No, the root's landing right on top of him, so they take down the puck. And
they're just buying time.
Yeah.
Na'Vi could have pushed high ground there, so good distraction there by Fnatic, forcing them to... I mean, not forcing, but creating chaos so that Na'Vi reacted to it at bottom lane. That could have been a potential devastating push there, because Na'Vi is really, really strong right now with the Aegis, and they have the BKB on top of things on the DK. They want to go high ground, they want to get the Rex, they want to deal damage now.
And bottom lane looks like it might be where Na'Vi decide to make that push happen. But of course, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Fnatic, there's only one play here. They have to cut the creeps. They have to stop the high ground push from coming. Buy time before the song comes back off cooldown. Oh, this is going to be a very dangerous time for Fnatic. If they cannot survive this, then they might just lose like 1 or 2 lanes of Rex here.
Well, the push is coming now. They've got everything in the world ready to go, and there's going to be a glimpse forcing General back. Anything they can possibly do to stop the pressure. Blade Mail is out, but that's Medusa taking a lot of damage and under fire as well. They jump out with Abed, able to find a nice little silence there as well. Rolling Thunder coming through. They also have a Static Storm down. Crystallized Low is going to die. So they managed to find one, but General, he got his ulti off as well. Everybody's still alive here for Fnatic. If they wanted to chase, this could potentially work for them, but Envy maybe have gone a bit too far. They're chasing forward for it, trying to take him down. He's barely living. They take down everybody else. Envy lives, but not long enough. They do eventually bring him down, but that's the Tusk and the DK for Envy, and now they pull back in the Dark Willow. That's LeBron dead as well, and the tower stands.
They didn't wait for the BKB. The Dragon Knight's BKB was on the courier. Oh dear, he definitely would not have died if he had BKB. There was no way he dies there.
Well, what was looking like...
Big misplay. That was supposed to be their timing. They had the Aegis, they had the BKB on the DK. Viper has his items. They were supposed to be strong, but they paid the price. They did, on the other hand, kill the Dusa, which is...
I mean, at the same time, he's only 1,000 gold behind the Viper, right? Like, all of these cores right now from Fnatic are farmed.
Yep, that was really crucial that they survived that onslaught from Na'Vi. That was... great, so Dusa has a lot more time to farm here. Tower took a lot of damage, but still a big blow for Na'Vi. They have to try to be more careful with their approach. I think if they do that one more time, they could just possibly lose the game because Dusa might become out of control.
And look at Pango, he's got Crimson Guard and Pipe right now, 26 minutes in. you know, that combined together with the shield crash, it's a lot of survivability for himself and the team, while Medusa continues to farm into his next set of items. Scotty is what he's looking for, and Na'Vi looking for a way to break through high ground.
Yep, and Universe continually being annoying. It's pushing out the creep waves with the swashbuckle and shield crash. It's running around, moving around with the blink. Same for the puck. So they are just doing a good job overall, trying to make sure that the lanes are pushed out, making it difficult for Na'Vi to come into the high ground.
Now,
so buybacks.
I do believe they also have the Aegis still on the Leshrac.
They still have it for about 30 seconds, I think. It's going to end soon.
They got to be careful. I mean, if they step too far forward with General here, I'm assuming that Fnatic have the timing on this.
40 seconds, I think. 45 seconds.
Okay.
Till it expires.
Adam also pulled the creep waves all the way back.
They're trying to just buy time. I mean, they're doing the right thing. This is what they need now. Time and time and time for the Dusa.
I mean, if they go for this push right now and are expecting the General has his full Aegis duration, he could potentially get punished. He's walking forward, and Blade Mail is out. It's a lot of damage. They get the glimpse away. Envy, the Blade Mail there is ulti popped. Na'Vi backing.
15 seconds on the Aegis right now.
Na'Vi, do they do this again? They should know the timing on it. And it looks like General playing it a little bit more close to the vest now. The next creep wave is moving forward. And now there's the jump forward. They got him caught for a second. Silence on a General. The glimpse back in. That's the Aegis. It just expires. And they have to back out. They can't hit it with this timing.
Yep. The mistake from the previous push cost them dearly. Enemy team got a lot of gold and XP from that, so they were able to defend. Like you said, the Pango got really farmed. He's gonna try to chase with the Rolling Thunder here, but should not be able to close the distance. His team
They have Disruptor. They can maybe get a glimpse. They got him caught. Denny in trouble now, although there's the rest of the team there. It looks like they are. They get the ulti out from the Viper, though, starting to take him down. The sleep comes out, but is it going to end up working? They got him caught, almost out. Their unit survives just barely, right at the edge, and Adam actually manages to CP out.
Yep, good song there, saving his buddy there.
Ooh.
That was so risky for them to chase out. That's why initially I was like a bit worried about chasing out so far for them. So in the end, they were able to save the Pangolier, which, yeah, he actually didn't have buyback. So if he died there, it would have been really, really catastrophe.
Well, Abed is not with the rest of his team right now, but he is cutting the creep wave again. So they're buying time, and it stayed constant at this 4K gold lead for Na'Vi.
So MV is getting a Skadi next. Not exactly like a damage item, but still, you know, making sure that he keeps scaling. He wants to just be that late game force, that strong Medusa going into the late game. And his team is doing a good job of creating the time and space for him to get his items. This Pangolier with his like tanky build is just like doing wonders right now. He's creating so much distractions for Na'Vi. And because of the flop push earlier, Na'Vi probably considering waiting for the next Roshan. So with the next Cheese and Aegis before they decide to, you know, commit heavily. If they make another mistake, Dusa could just get out of hand. So they have to be very, very careful with their approach.
Well, this is definitely not the way that Na'Vi saw this game going, as the Deathball strategy was looking so good for a very long time, but I guess it is still the situation where one wrong move by Fnatic and the game could just swing completely into the favor of Na'Vi yet again.
But the beauty of this is like Na'Vi are the side on pressure. They have to try to force things where Fnatic, if nothing's happening, nothing's changing, they're really
winning.
Happy. Yeah, they're winning with technically.
Yeah. Abed again going to try and play this as carefully as he can. He gets the phase shift. My goodness. Just out of there by the skin of his teeth.
This Puck and Pangolier, they're just like one guy is distracting the enemy, and the other guy is like pushing out the wave and tipping out, and the tower's gonna go down.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he gets another phase shift, has a Blink Dagger in just a second with the coil already dropped. Needs to be careful. He is going to be controlled and killed off. But again, all the waves are pushing and space made for Envy.
Yeah, and they lost the tower, so that was not even like a big victory getting the Puck. This is what Fnatic wants. This is the situation they want to have happen. That's why I didn't really feel even that comfortable earlier when, you remember they TP'd bottom when they were distracting with the puck. They got the kill, but they were in position to push the high ground back then. So all these small little things, you know, will come back to bite you against this kind of lineup where you have like a time where you need to end the game against a late game hero like Medusa.
Well, and one of the downsides is that you have these supports that don't have a ton of farm, but you know they're getting enough done. And now DJ is actually getting towards the high value skill here. He's going to be able to have an Aghanim Scepter and 1,200 gold. Can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, that's great. Especially with this Naga combo, you always want to have this Aghanims.
Yeah.
That's a really good decision to try to rush it. Sometimes you see Disruptor players tend to favor like the Forster, the Glimmer K, more defensive tools, but in this kind of lineup with the Naga, I usually like players that tend to go for the Aghanims, like try to buy it even though you're in a very tough spot like this game. The Disruptor doesn't have much space to work with.
Yeah.
But it's like, you said, a game changer. If you get the Aghanims, it's going to change the game. It's going to have a huge significant impact in the fights.
You do have to kind of wonder again if this game somehow manages to slip away from Na'Vi, if they're going to be kicking themselves for not having that BKB when they went for the high ground push.
Yeah, that was definitely a key moment in the game. Like Crystallize was doing so well. He was like catching the puck. He did well in his lane, and that happened. That was like such a huge blow to the momentum of the game.
Top lane again. Puck just going for the split push. He is going to be in trouble though. Is Puck in the top lane? Being able to jump away in spite of the urn, so
his snowball was on cooldown.
Got it. He's still not out of the woods yet. He doesn't have a TP, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't care, you know. His job is just to create all this distraction. And look at what's happening. Medusa's farming. Yeah. The rest of his team is pushing up middle.
Roche is back up, too.
Someone has to do this, you know, even though he's always in danger of dying.
Right. And Abed, again, able to escape as they were chasing for him, but not going to be able to find the slippery puck.
Yep. And Medusa is even traveling to the enemy jungle to farm. Purchase, just to buy his Skadi. And the Pango is pushing on bottom. Na'Vi is just like, this has to go well for them. They get the stages.
Universe
push.
Does have his ulti, the Yule Scepter interrupt, and now he's in some trouble. Swashbuckle is there, as well as a blink if he can manage to get out of there in time. Trying to go for the TP, he's away! Oh, what a hero. He's gone, he's out. And in the meantime, the Roche is starting to be taken as well by Na'Vi. But realizing that nobody else was really around them from their team, they gotta get out of there.
Yeah, they reacted like they sent too many hero spot for that. I think once the two hero combination between the Tusk and Lash couldn't finish off the Pangolier, it was not wiseable for them. It was not wise for them to send the Dark Willow as well. They could have just like secured the Roche. Roche is like the most important thing for them to secure high ground.
Dusa outside of the base, but they have the sleep and now looking for the follow. Not quite going to be there in time. Again, Disruptor Aghanims is just completed as well, but they need to wait for everybody to be in position to be able to get it.
Another wasted song there by Adam. Really not getting the big song to Disruptor ulti combos. They have the Aghanims up completed, so that could have been a big play there, but because it's on cooldown, so I guess the Roshan is just gone. They are not going to be able to contest.
Really, really disappointing there, I'm sure, for Fnatic. And they can keep stalling out the game. Again, you don't need to overextend for going into this rush. They would have been able to take it away from them. But I still feel like this is a high ground defense that Fnatic can make hold.
Yeah, possible. They have a really, really good lineup of doing that. With the Aghanims on Disruptor, definitely Na'Vi has to be very careful. If they get slapped and they have like more than 2 heroes in it, I think the fight could just be over with the Static Storm on top of things. So Na'Vi has to be careful with that. And they find a pick here. Can they find the puck? No.
They're not going to get Universe either, it looks like, who's going to be able to complete his TP out. So both heroes escape. They push out the creep wave, force a lot of rotations, and still the Dusa farms. Envy has not died, I don't believe, since the laning. Oh no, he had one that ended up dying as they were holding
the
high ground.
The high ground push, yeah. The middle one.
DK all alone top. But they aren't going to decide to go onto him there, not knowing where the rest of the side of Na'Vi is.
Oh, top lane. Are they thinking of going on Envy here?
Well, the glimpse to push Dendi away. Envy's still walking out. Yeah, it just feels like it's so hard to kill off that Dusa now.
It'd be nice if they have if they can actually get a blink on the Naga. That'd be great, because it's gonna give them an easy setup on the Song into Disruptor ulti. I think that would be the best tool they have to defend the high ground against this Aegis and Cheese from Na'Vi.
Right.
If they can actually get it, he is not that far away from it.
Yeah. Could be real
Oh,
solid.
he has it. Okay, he got the creeps, the last year on the creeps with the illusion.
All right, so Na'Vi, they do know about, I believe, the Disruptor Aghanims, but I don't think that they're going to know about this Blink Dagger on the Naga Siren. So any point that they're out of position, maybe get a little ward down there from Fnatic as well to spot them out as they get set up.
They can actually win this team fight. Very, very good chance if they get a good Song against the Aegis and Cheesy even. Let's see if they find the opening here. They're just going to keep General pushing out the top lane. He has cooldown on Boots of Travel.
Dark Willow? Oh, LeBron. That's a good ward right there.
They see the blink now. The jig is up.
Well, and I mean, we'll see if Na'Vi just try and play around it, but having LeBron back down here, it could be a really solid way to make this work.
Someone's around.
Yeah. He just jumps out and, well, has now found the Disruptor, and Disruptor going down now. Oh no, they do manage to get the silence there onto Dark Willow, but they aren't going to have the Static Storm here for defense.
That's probably an okay trade. Yeah, I think that was great. This might actually just secure the high ground push.
They're thinking about it, trying to take this down now. General doing his disco pony thing. The tier 3 tower, very, very low. Not dead yet, but they do bring it down with Dendi and Na'Vi. I mean, do they want to get more here? Disruptor's back up shortly. Is this getting too greedy, Winter? It feels like it could be. Na'Vi going in for the full kabam, and 10 seconds left before Disruptor. They've used the Song, and they don't have any way to do this. Universe needs to get out of here, and without the Song to set it up after the fact, they're going to pop the Medusa ulti as well, trying to chase, trying to find the kills. The coil is not there onto anybody. Na'Vi get away again. The Glimpse pulls back in one, the snowball, but it's to a creep, and that keeps Na'Vi alive yet again. A very solid push and a 12k gold lead.
They didn't get the racks though. And as the game keeps going, Dusa is going to be stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
Can they outskill the Dusa? I'm not sure. Like the first game was wrong about like them having a weaker late game because they had the Elder Titan to buff up a lot of the damage. But this game they do not have the Elder Titan.
Right. I mean, it's sort of a question of how broken is Dark Willow, right? Will? You could think about jumping here onto Mr. Abed, but the silence as they went forward. And a very nice play means that Puck again gets away. And over here in the jungle, they're actually going forward now onto one. They've caught themselves the Viper. He is in a heck of a lot of trouble. Gonna bring down Dendi most likely. And, well, a lot of gold into the coffers of Fnatic. Can they find any more?
Oh my god, that was a really, really big pick off there by Fnatic. He was so far away from his team, yeah. They decided to go for this Puck, like the distraction. Like Puck was the distraction, and his team brought 2 heroes top. Fnatic immediately realized, oh, they have only maximum 3 heroes there, and we have 4. Just go on them. They need to get a gem like for Na'Vi to just remove all these outer wards. Of like, look at all the defensive wards Fnatic have.
Top lane, Envy running at people. But with the Bramble Maze down, seems unlikely they're going to be able to chase down low here. Also mid lane, Puck continuing to do his split push game. And yeah, I mean, it's a 12k gold lead, but it really doesn't feel like it's that significant of a lead right now for Na'Vi.
Yep, a bit similar to the first game. Na'Vi has to, like I said, they have to get the gem to remove all this vision. And the next thing is to probably try to put a lane once and get kills, like set up kills, like especially in a Puck or the Pangle here. Yeah. They need to have like someone like, especially like someone like a DK. You camp the lane, put a ward there. You see the Puck coming or the Pangle coming, then your teammate is gonna like just TPO and you blink, start the fight.
You know, you said in the last game that it was a lack of control that had won most of the previous games, and it's sort of feeling like that same thing for Na'Vi.
That doesn't even work because of the Lincoln. So he needs they need 2 people ready before they can actually jump him. Unless you can somehow start with the snowball, because Lincoln doesn't block the snowball. But realistically, what are the chances of the snowball landing the puck before he phase shifts?
Right.
Very close to none.
You have to like do it onto a creeper. They have a Hex now on Lil. That is a very, very farm Tusk.
Okay, that's the catch. Let's see if they can find this pesky puck on the Pangolier.
But we even saw earlier the Pangolier get caught, and then they were still able to escape with it. Aeon Disc might be an item for some of Fnatic as well if they're doing split pushing later on.
Yeah, possibly. I think for the puck, Pango, I think he doesn't really need it. He can't really die. It's like so difficult for him to die.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't want to sacrifice because your items too much on going for defensive items. Because right now, I feel like someone else has to start doing damage as well. Because Medusa alone might not be enough. If you can actually have at least 2 heroes doing physical damage, that would be great. It just makes it really hard for Na'Vi to go up. If
In
that's
the jungle, mighty jungle, Leshrac getting ran down here. They do have a glimpse as well up in the top lane.
Oh my god.
Trying to catch this man, and, well, he manages to escape, it looks like. I was very close, though.
Yeah, he has no armor items though. That's, I don't know, he's going for Octarine Connects, so no Shivas. I think they need a Shiva and AC to push. AC definitely gonna be on probably either the DK or the Viper.
Yeah.
Shiva's definitely the Lesh.
Well, they had the Viper queued up the MKB. They're looking for that to deal with the butterfly on the Dusa.
I guess so, but it's like those items help you push. Those are like the team items that you want.
Right. Dusa keeps on getting more and more farmed. Daedalus is queued. And
Oh, Daedalus, not Rapier?
apparently don't feel in too dire straits right now. Take a look at the dance moves in general. He's been showing them off this game and this series, in fact. His Nature's Prophet earlier, now on the Disco Pony. 70s are alive and well. Do you like disco music, Winter?
Nope. I like, I don't know if you heard Iroma, like just piano.
Oh, okay, that's pretty nice. Boogie Wonderland, September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's what it's about, man. Gotta love it. Well, 43 minutes in, and what has been the continuing story in this series. Games going late. Pesky heroes that aren't able to be controlled.
They need to just control the vision or buy a gem. They're like leading. They should. This is the thing. Like when you're leading, you need to know how to close out the game. Getting the team items, getting the gem to remove the vision. Those are like very, very important things that you want to do. Because when you have those team items and you have the gem to remove and control the vision, then you can easily secure the Roche, and then you can just keep using the Roche to push the high ground. But because they're not doing that, look at how Fnatic is moving up. Fnatic's moving up because they have all this vision around here. They're not afraid. They have 3 observer wards around this Roche area.
They really don't care at all. And, well, now, General walking very far forward. Are you kidding me? He just walks into death.
Oh my god, the Aghanims destroys the Lash.
He can't do anything. All right, well, Roche is going to be back up in like 10 seconds or something. And without the Leshrac here, I mean, the Bloodstone means he's going to be back pretty quick. I guess that they don't feel comfortable walking into the pit regardless.
Static Storm is not a long cooldown.
That's true.
Oh dear, that was big. He had so many Bloodstone charges. It could have been influential in the next fight, you know? Like, keep dying now. It's...
Can't even use the deny mechanic.
Tense times here for Na'Vi. They have to secure this Roshan. And they have to break the base with this Roshan.
They also have level 25 on the Dusa, and they're walking in towards mid now. Maybe an idea that something is going on. Lil starting to drop down low. Adam is moving in as well. They're pretty far away, but they're walking towards the pit now, and Envy does have his ulti available. They're going in. Roche half HP. Na'Vi, how do they take this fight? Static Storm should be off cooldown shortly.
There is Song into Static Storm in 10 seconds.
Yeah, they gotta be so careful.
There's no way they feel comfortable taking this Roche.
Even with Abed showing in the bottom lane, Na'Vi cannot walk in there.
Yep.
And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Fnatic thought about just taking it themselves. It might be too scary,
They're
but
losing their timings on their heroes. Their lineup is like kind of like feels like it's expiring, you know.
Yeah. Running out of steam.
And they don't have like the team items like I mentioned, the Shivas, the AC, or even like the Crimson Guard to help deal with the Dusa. They have none of those team items right now.
They're taking Roche again. The shards to block it off, that's a pretty big play, but again, it's Roche low enough.
I don't think they can take the Roche. There's
The
no way.
blink on Naga, that's the big one.
There's too much pressure. Can Fnatic get the Roche themselves? That is the question.
They're thinking about it. They're walking in there.
It's Jackie Mao, and Roshan, you know.
Name a more iconic duo, absolutely. And Adam sitting there in a smoke. They have the song available.
They need one good song from Adam this game.
That's all they need.
This might be the one.
He's thinking about it. Universe also there. They're keeping him back with the swashbuckle. He's threatening it. Pump faking it. Na'Vi. They know that this is where they need to go. Dendi walks back into the pit, a little bit afraid of if they're in the area. Heartpiercer taking off the armor, slowing him down. They walk forward. Pretty good vision again in the area. And, well, they're in the area there now. General, LeBron, they'll have a Terrorize available as well. Dendi, Cheese on in line as well. They have the Static Storm available, but they're saving it for the moment. They're also hanging on to that sleep. Dendi down to half HP already. They might actually force out the Cheese from him here. Puck thinking about diving. He has that Dagon if you want to jump him, but with Roche going down, they throw out another shards. They have vision. There's the sleep. It's going to be on to 2. They can isolate the Leshrac and the DK, but they end up getting caught over there in the brambles. So they trying to force that forward. They got him caught, but only the DK. The Leshrac gets out, and Aegis ends up falling. Eternal Envy ends up picking up that Aegis, and now they're chasing. They're trying to find these kills onto these heroes. Refresh actually ends up going out as well. Lil able to get it. LeBron doing a lot of damage, but isn't enough. Medusa trying to live through it all, and he is going to be able to make it happen. Even if he falls here, he's going to have that Aegis to bring him back alive. Buyback on the Tusk. He needs to get into this fight. Universe trying to stay alive here as well, but he's very low. So they've lost the Naga Siren and the Disruptor. The Puck buys back and tries to get into this fight. Seems to be taken down, but the BKB is there from Crystallize, keeping him alive. And this is the second life. Medusa might finally fall. The Blade Mill is there, but they have enough damage to kill off Envy. Triple kill for General. And the fact that he didn't get brought down in that ulti, so key. Abed will escape. But Na'Vi, you hear it from the crowd, they did it.
That's a tough one. Another poor song there by Adam. Felt like he didn't have to rush things. They were like trying to finish the rush. Maybe he could have waited a little bit more, like maybe another 2 to 3 seconds more. Roshan goes down, he songs, they get the Aegis, they pick up the fight as well. But the Tusk was, I think the Tusk was able to steal the shard.
Yeah.
He got the refresher shard, so that could have been like a huge turner as well if Dusa gets off another ultimate.
Definitely. Well, and again, that Leshrac being able to just deal so much damage in that fight.
That fight was definitely on the Lash. Sorry, not the Lash. The Disruptor and Naga combo not working.
Yeah. I mean, blame who you will, but whatever the fact was, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Dendi able to escape from this one. Buybacks used. It was the Puck
and
the Tusk.
The Tusk, right?
Yeah.
Was it Tusk?
Yeah, it was the Tusk. And a BKB is done now for Medusa as well. I mean, at the end of the day, it is still, you know, the Aegis, like, it's still Fnatic that have the strong late game, but...
I mean, if your Dusa keeps dying in every fight, then what is the late game?
I guess that's true as well. That's a good point.
And I feel like Na'Vi is just lacking all these, like, as team items, so they don't have the armor items. And they still don't have the gem to control the map, right? Do they have a gem? Still no.
Well, I mean, let's see. The net worth right now for the Medusa, what's she sitting at, roughly? Is she still top of the table?
Can show it to you. No. I mean, just slightly behind the Lash. Lash is at 29k.
Okay.
Dusa is 28. Tusk is a PKB.
He also has level 25. 40 strength for the DK, so magic resistance. They got that Nether Toxin Silences. Not a bad one.
Oh, that's great against the Puck. That's going to own the Puck.
Yeah. And Puck, level 25 also for that GPM talent we talked about. Might think about an Aeon Disc later on, but first going for the... Oh, Dendi looking for this jump onto Envy, but they have the sleep now, and it's onto Several, but Crystallize able to take down the Naga in the duration of it. They got the Dusa, she's dead! 100 seconds, forced to buy back right away. They still have the Aghanim's for the Disruptor, but this is a terrifying fight right now. If your Medusa dies again, the game is over. Na'Vi in a dominant position, 18,000 net worth into the lead. And over again, it feels like they have the answers that they need.
2 buybacks being forced out. That should signal Na'Vi to just back off, regroup, wait for their cooldowns. They don't have to force things right now. They've already done the damage. So, okay, Dark Raider finally has a gem. Yeah. Oh, but it's the enemy's gem. Okay.
No need to buy it. Abyssal Blade for Pango is going to be the pickup eventually. If you can get towards that. They also have Sheep Stick on General now on top of the Tusk.
I think Rapier is the only item that can save them right now.
Yeah?
For Fnatic.
Can they even get out there, though? That's really scary.
He doesn't have gold yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have the money for it anyways. That buyback having to be used earlier. How do these games keep on happening between these two teams?
No, it's more like, how does Jackie Mao always get involved in games like this?
That's fair enough. What a guy.
Must be so stressful.
I can't imagine.
Every time, every ton.
180 gold per minute for the Disruptor now as he hits his level 20.
That is a feel-good moment.
They've got a lot of GPM talents here.
Let's see. So we are at the point of the game where we look at the GPM talents.
Yeah.
Puck has GPM talent, Disruptor has GPM talent.
We're back into the game now. Oh, looking for the opening here. Abed might see something. He's going to go out with the Shiva's Guard already there. Lil in some trouble, but up on the high ground is Crystallized. They're taking down Lil very quickly. Pops his BKB, but still dead. There's the Fear. On to several. They're isolating one, taking down the Disruptor right at the start. He doesn't have buyback. 74 seconds, but they've been able to stone that DK. They're just not doing enough damage yet, though, bringing them down to half HP. Now it happens. They break the coil as well. They take down the DK. Eternal Envy double kill, and Denby trying to run away, but they're also caught now. General Adam with the sleep to keep him away and thinking about going onto this Leshrac, but he gets the blink away, and Abed jumps forward, not able to find it. Oh my god, Willow just exploded, and now they have the gem back again. And these guys are dead now for a bunch of time. 80 seconds on the sideline, the Split Earth hits onto Universe.
Oh, Rolling Thunder is coming off cooldown. They're going to make this chase. He has blink in 3 seconds. Do they know where
they're not
Dendy
going to find him.
Gone?
Dendy escapes.
Oh my god.
Back and forth we roll.
So DK just got
and now
just got bursted there.
I mean, again, taking a look at the net worth, we've got Envy who has that Rapier queued up, and he's getting closer and closer to it. Oh, wait, no, excuse me. He queued up the Daedalus instead, so he switched it out. Abed sees General. And they're actually focusing down their bottom lane. They're going on Envy. This is a big kill if they could get it. He gets stunned, he gets taxed, he's getting controlled. And Envy in trouble gets the BKB off and the Blade Mail. They're running. They're trying to chase it down, and now they got General caught. The Rolling Thunder comes out, but he's just going to TP away. No, they end up breaking it, and there's going to be the catch. There's going to be the kill. And General's down for 45.
Oh my god, this could be the comeback for Fnatic. This could be what propels them to victory here with that string of kills that Na'Vi gave away. So Rapier, is it? No, he's gonna have his Boost of Travel first. Yeah. Boost of Travel, then think of the Rapier. This is looking back, like the game is tilting back towards Fnatic's favor here with that exchange.
Abed and Universe have made so much space in this game for their cores to come online, their core to come online.
No plural,
exactly.
One, singular.
And now they found another sleep onto Lil, and Na'Vi just bleeding kills over and over and over again. They use the Static Storm. Lil will get pushed out of it this time, but it doesn't matter. He's dead again. And Fnatic finding more and more, and that's 90 seconds on the sidelines, no buyback.
Oh dear. Na'Vi has to regroup. They need to regroup, keep calm, stop bleeding kills, and just regroup and go again. That window is like, I say that window is closing, but the game is 55 minutes.
Right. I know, that's what's nuts about it, right? And when Disruptor is farming Ancients, you know that the game is going late.
I feel like it's going to be very difficult already for Na'Vi because they can't really burst the Dusa. Dusa has items, has BKB.
Disruptor gets hexed. Abed's there though. The turn, the coil, it's on to him, but they do lose the Disruptor. He has buyback. Did they decide to go in, though? The Medusa ulti, actually, and Adam is up front and center as well. They got him caught. That's General again in trouble, and he might end up falling yet again. He ends up denying himself 60 seconds, but does have buyback, and they might force it out on these heroes here.
Oh, this might just be...
Well, I mean, they still have all their tier 3 towers, too.
Dragon Knight, he might be in
What?
severe trouble. Yeah, he's going to get Abyssal Blade.
He's dead. Another
out.
one goes down, and Dark Willow buys back, but they're going to have to be able to take it. Dendi buys back and goes into there as well. Not buys back, he TPs to the tier 2 tower.
I think they just might have lost it.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to force another buyback on the DK.
Walking high ground now. Fnatic. They don't have the Disruptor with them, though.
I guess Naga doesn't have mana, so they don't feel comfortable forcing the buyback. I think it would have been perfect if they forced the buyback and ran away, but Naga didn't have mana, so they feel like it's not safe for them to do it.
Yeah.
So just backing off and waiting for, what, Roshan number 4?
Roshan number several.
5 or 5.
There's going to be definitely a refresher shard for this one. Which, again, you think about that with Disruptor. My goodness.
I wouldn't mind giving it to the Pangolier.
Okay. Oh, I mean, it's on such a low cooldown as ulti anyways.
Yeah. Probably just the Disruptor. So...
Getting closer and closer to that hour mark as Fnatic are getting fully slotted out. Aghanim Scepter on the Naga Siren too. Although you mainly want it to start the fights, it feels like. Maybe it can change that play if they want to at this point.
They're not strong enough to win the team fights anymore, I feel. And
Na'Vi.
Yeah, Na'Vi, and like I said, they don't have like all the team items. The AC, the Shiva. No Crimson Guard, there's nothing. So this Dusa is like just doing a lot of damage in the game, in the fights.
Just now gained a DD rune as well. Thinking about just sitting in the pit. I know it's up soon, and it is.
Skadi, yeah.
Right.
Viper is finishing a Skadi.
They are walking forward here. Na'Vi, they're all up on the high ground. This is about as good as it could go as they've got eyes onto Crystallize. And the jump forward, they got him caught. That's Dark Willow at least, with Leshrac maybe down as well, and they get it caught this time. But they push him outside. It doesn't matter. It's far too much damage coming out from the DD Dusa as they kill off 3, and no buybacks on the Willow, no buybacks on the Tusk. Dendi is going to be controlled. Fnatic looking to finish this one off. It went the full series. It went to 60 minutes in 2 of the games, but this is looking over.
58 minutes, finally they got the song that they wanted. And this is gonna probably mean at least two lanes, or they just get the tower and get the Rex. I mean the throne. Tower into throne.
The buybacks are 100 gold away right now for the Viper.
They should know the 2 supports have no buyback.
Well, Tusk only has his because of gold, though, but they're going straight for it. Yeah, they're going to test for it, and no buyback on the Viper. He's 100 gold away from it. No buyback on the Tusk. He's 1,000 gold away from it, and they're starting to burn through it. General trying to kill off the creep wave. He's actually doing a good job of it, but they get the Abyssal Blade there, and he is going to fall. Now 100 seconds,
that should be
no
GG.
creeps, and this is probably the end. As Fnatic...
What a game!
Some might have said, should have won game number 1. They come back in fabulous fashion for the next 2 and take it. GG is called. Congratulations, Fnatic. Moving on. That's just the first series of the day.
Man, what a day we're going to have, Gabe. It's going to be a long, long day.
Absolutely. Well,
games were good.
They were. Fnatic upset the hometown favorites. Knock them down to the lower bracket, so they're going to have to play tomorrow in the very grueling 4 best-of-3s that we're going to have.
More games is good for Fnatic because I can see that Adam is not like comfortable in the team. He's not even, like playing. Like, I know he can play a lot better than that. And we've seen it during this season in the pro circuit. There have been a lot of coaches stepping in for BP, for Liquid.
Yeah,
so, took them some time, you know, and they were like LGD as well, like some of the Chinese teams playing with their coach. We could see like usually they start off like slow. The first few games, it took some time before they adjusted to the atmosphere in the team and regained some confidence because they didn't play for some time. I mean, I could see that happening as well for Adam. So it might be good. It might be a good thing for him to play as much games as they can during this series.
Absolutely. Well, and you can see there the crowd as well. I think that we didn't have all of their audio coming in, but it looked like they were giving a clap to Fnatic as well for doing a very, very good job. Obviously, you love to see the series go the full distance as well, but it looks like we do have potentially an interview up there now with Mr. Eternal Envy. So let's hear what he had to say about those games.
So, Friday 13 turned out to be super lucky for Fnatic, and here with me Envy for a small chat. By the way, are you superstitious?
No, not at all.
Like at all?
No, almost zero, like 2%.
Maybe someone on your team is?
Probably.
But you're not sure, yeah?
No, I'm 0%. I'm not superstitious at all.
Okay, last time you played an official match versus Navi, you lost. What the main lesson you've learned after that?
I don't know. It's a different patch. So, but the only thing we learned was to listen to my call, basically. Yeah, but we still didn't do it this time. So there's this fight where like I said go Roche, and then the Tusk got blinked into the Roshan, and then they were fighting.
Yeah, but Roshan seems to be a huge problem for all the team from CIS, so maybe that's why it worked out. Also, is Adam still doing some coach job, like some research about the enemy's team or anything like this?
Who, Adam?
Yeah.
No, not as much. He's a player now, so he has to focus a lot more on himself.
But you're still doing fine, and you don't feel like you're missing his help in this point?
I definitely do feel it, but I'll feel it more later. Like, to be honest, like we can't really study Navi because they haven't played any matches in like 20 days. So the next series.
Okay, now you're going to have a short break before the winners match. Who do you like to see in this winners final, SG or Vega?
SG, I would like to play the SG, I think the Brazilian, because we just played against, there's too many Russian teams there, so I like the variety. I'm sure we're going to play other Russian teams, for sure.
Thank you for the interview and good luck. And we are going back to our amazing panel. Thank you.
Fnatic managed to close out the series 2-1. That was a very long game. It took them such a long time before this game started. Natus Vincere, we mentioned, okay, Navi, they've got this death ball, you know, they look good draft. And then they get ahead, and they do okay, but it took so long for them to even knock on high ground, Lacoste. That was a rough one.
Yeah, and they need to take a risk. They couldn't because Fnatic was playing extremely well, especially Puck and Pango. They were just cutting the waves, even if it meant that they're gonna die a couple of times. They were just buying enough time for Medusa to come online. And this this Pango, this is how you build a Pango layer. That this hero can't really die.
Yeah, I'm a believer in the utility build. If I was before, but I think we saw the power of it here. Navi did have one unforced error, which I'm sure we'll see in the highlights. Their first high ground push, they had the Aegis on Leshrac, and they were kind of playing it like they had the Aegis on the DK. And even the decision to put the Aegis on Lesh there, on paper, Lesh is up there with Storm as one of the better Aegis carriers. But in this particular circumstance, when Medusa had Blade Mail, all Lesh is going to be able to do, standing in the front line, burning through his mana pool, is just kill himself that much faster. Yep. So the positioning was also a little bit suspect. If they'd had the Aegis on Crystallize there, I think they might have had a chance to take those buildings. But they misplayed that fight a little bit, and that just felt like all they needed with the split push, as Lacoste was mentioning, to come back in the game.
Yeah, it was a very long game. I felt like if you look at just at the draft, shouldn't Fnatic have been able to do better earlier rather than waiting for, like they won in like 50, 53 minutes or something like that? Do you feel like they should have been able to play faster?
Fnatic?
Yes.
They needed time to recover because Medusa did not have farm in the laning stage. It was a good try lane coming out from Navi. It was kind of a chaotic lane where Navi benefited more from that.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I mean, I think Lacoste had the draft just about right, where I did, if you hide the team names, I like Navi's draft a little bit more. but what a good team does is they limit the number of chances that you have against them. And Fnatic was able to play well enough with their creep cutting. You know, Winter was talking about it over and over again, that Na'Vi really only had 1 or 2 chances to break that high ground where it felt like they had a huge edge.
Yeah, I mentioned that Puck is going to be a good hero in this game because both of the supports were picked inside of Na'Vi early on, and they had no lockdown, so he could be the one that's split pushing, creating a lot of time for Envy to come back online.
Yeah, and I think it, you know, maybe a casual viewer is watching this and is seeing Abed die, you know, 4 times in the first 30 minutes or so on Puck, a hero that's usually very elusive, and thinking, wow, you know, he's really having a bad game, he's feeding. But most of those were very good deaths. They were creating a lot of space. Na'Vi was devoting 3 and 4 heroes to chasing him around. The waves tower damage is being done in that lane anyway. So I think that they just had the right game plan, did Fnatic, throughout most of the game.
Yeah, the tri lane that they had, the Na'Vi, way stronger. You have Dark Willow, who's amazing in a tri lane. You have Tusk, if someone is caught in a bad position, that's going to be a secure kill.
Yeah, this was the fight really where it looked like Fnatic were in a little bit of trouble in this game because they get the good Song and Static Storm combo off. Medusa doesn't have ulti at the beginning of the fight here, and they just run out of damage in that fight.
I like how teams adjust to certain heroes, just move them from position 4 to 5. We see Naga Siren, we see Bounties from being 4, now they're actually 5. I saw FY playing Disruptor before as hard position 4, just getting Spirit Vessel, Aghanim Scepter, and Aghanim Scepter is doing a job. This is the fight that if somehow Dark Willow used one of her ultimates a bit earlier, they could have gotten the Cheese and Aegis on that Tusk. So that could change things around.
Yeah, it was a good play as it was by Lil to contest there, and Na'Vi does end up getting, I believe, a triple kill on General at the end of this fight. So they do end up cleaning up the Medusa, but just how many resources they had to spend to bring her down with the Aegis and the Cheese. And she still has buyback after this, I believe. Yeah.
There was a lot of crazy Roche fights. These games, the 3 games, again, this is a series that we've seen go the distance before in the past, and somehow they're very closely matched. They both make mistakes, they both make good plays. It's always back and forth between these 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can put it one of a couple ways. This was a game where Fnatic was supposed to go late. It was a very clear condition where either Na'Vi was going to win the game around 30 to 40 minutes or Fnatic was going to push the game later and they were going to win. The first 2 games you can say what you want about them going long due to mistakes, maybe especially in game 1 a little bit of sloppy play, but this was a game that whichever team was able to determine when the match ends was going to win.
Yeah, if this match lasted for another, let's say, 10-15 minutes, it's still going to be in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah. And this is what, again, you start to look at the stats. You know, most of those kills on Envy are coming in late, and I think his cores do sort of just enough. You know, there's a reason that the next person in the kill totals after Envy is the Naga Siren, right? The Universe and Abed are not focused on getting kills. They're focused on split pushing, on relieving that map pressure that the Death Ball of Na'Vi was bringing in, and it was just an excellent game plan.
It was a really fun Pango game as well. We talked obviously about different Pangos that we've seen over the last couple of weeks ever since he got added. But it was fun seeing Universe play it like this.
And I think, you know, to echo what Lacoste said, I think that utility, there is still a question in my mind if you're playing that Pango in the 4 position of whether those utility items come online fast enough to feel that relevant. But certainly seeing Universe play it here as a 3, those utility items, he was the most farmed hero in the game at one point. I believe he was the first hero to 15K net worth, and that just felt so relevant in terms of just slowing the tempo for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I guess the whole concept behind this lineup was to go past 40-minute mark where Heart Piercer gets your armor to 0, and then Medusa with the right-clicks items just demolishes you. You saw Dragon Knight with 0 armor one fight. It just doesn't feel like a hero.
Doesn't indeed. The question is which player has the PC selected for MVP? It has been favoring a lot of supports, but we've seen Dendi as well, so mids, but it's going to be someone on the side of Fnatic.
We can just wait for production, and it's internal envy.
It's
think
a computer algorithm that decides it.
Yeah, yeah.
great.
And, 40% of total team damage in on 87% of the kills. I think that's, you definitely can't argue with that. I do think, Winter commented on it at the end, and I think this is right, that Adam had a few missteps in the series. You expect that from somebody coming in from the coaching role, playing in his first series with the team.
Yeah.
But I even think toward the end of that last game that he started to get a little bit more in a rhythm, finally had that really good song toward the end of that game, and I expect that in their next series that he's going to look more like his old self.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have to, get some miles in, I guess, as a coach to playing with, this series is great. Yep. Long games all around.
Yeah,
all
you
the
got
time
to wonder,
ease
right?
into it.
Is Pile sitting at home going, oh crap, they won without me, or is he going, I'm so glad I didn't have to play in 3 hours of Dota?
Yeah, it can go both ways. Fnatic move forward though, that means we are going to see them again today. We're going to see them go up against either Vega or SG. That's the question. That's our next series. And it should be a really good one. And we're going to see also if Fnatic then can, get the communication down. We heard Envy on stage say that he feels like people should listen to him more. We actually talked about that a couple of weeks ago, right after that series with Envy. And he's like, what we learned is that I have to be more decisive with calls I make.
Yeah, he just said it. You gotta love Envy.
Yeah.
They need to listen to me more. Period.
Yep, that's the fix.
You could say what you want about Envy, but one of the beauty of Envy is that he will never change.
And the beauty also is that communication is key. Speaking of communication, we were able to see some of Kingwin's communication in the following video.